After a month, you pay for it. Here, you get a color printer. Nope, not here. This one you can trade in toward the purchase of a new one after 2 years. Yours forever. Still think they look alike? We'll build you a PC with an Intel Pentium 2 processor for $1,598. Call us or come into Gateway Country.
Heard the buzz? My honey barbecue wings are back at KFC. Dripping with my zingy honey barbecue sauce. Now that's finger-licking good. Get 6 for $1.99. And hurry, honey, I'm home.
My dentist told me about this new gum.
It's in the toothpaste aisle.
New Arm & Hammer Dental Care Gum with baking soda reduces unsightly plaque up to 25% for whiter teeth and a healthy, fresher, cleaner mouth.
It was in the,
toothpaste aisle.
Oh, yeah.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care Gum.
Toothpaste aisle.
Now that the Bunny has the new advanced battery, it's a whole new ball game. Used to be we'd keep up with them. Now we can't even stop for a decent lunch. Chiclet? You have to be prepared for just about anything. Ain't that right, boys?
New Energizer Advanced Formula. No battery lasts longer.
Work? Piling up?
Let's go.
That's the perfect time to declare a national holiday.
Let's go.
National Car Rental's declaring every day a national holiday.
Let's go.
With our great holiday rates, you can escape to the slopes.
Let's go.
Or the golf greens. Or the tropical beaches.
Let's go.
So call National Car Rental now
Let's go.
and declare your own national holiday. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Let's go.
Flex your romantic muscles.
How about tonight?
Tonight?
Let down your hair.
Sex for men. When it's right, it's right. When it's wrong, it's still right.
And put on your dancing shoes. Nominated for 2 TV Guide and 3 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Comedy. Ally McBeal. An all-new episode tomorrow on Fox.
The Atlanta Falcons looking to do battle in the heavyweight fight, the NFC Championship. And we start first with Chris Collinsworth.
Well, first of all, it sounds like the league really has this noise thing under control in here. You can't hear yourself think. But I really think this Vikings offense is the very best in the National Football League, the best we have ever seen. And they had better be today, because I don't believe their defense can handle Jamal Anderson for 4 quarters.
Isn't it ironic that there's not a West Coast offense to be found in the Final Four this year? How things change quickly. Isn't it ironic? John Randall hasn't practiced all week. He tried to practice with a knee brace. I know from experience it's not something if you're uncomfortable with, you don't do. They're going to use him on 3rd down, but they need more out of John Randall than 3rd down. Not used to playing hurt. That's a big key.
This is a West Coast offense, Howie. The only difference is it's a vertical West Coast offense. Don't argue with me. One of the things I really think you have to look for today, look for Jamal Anderson for Atlanta, rolling to his left, the halfback pass. Dan Reeves did it well. They've worked on it all week. He's done it twice this year. And don't forget about Palmer, David Palmer in the backfield. Once again, a big play man for Minnesota.
You and I need to sit down and go.
We need to go in the alley, and I'm going to straighten you out. That's right.
You got any lunch money?
$1.
With that in mind, Chris, who do you like?
I like the Minnesota Vikings.
I like Chris Collinsworth.
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
All right, Minnesota's wide receivers, they love to play above the rim, and we'll find out how well they play.
Don't let him off. Don't let him off. Ask him West Coast offense.
Soak it in, folks.
Don't let him off.
This is the NFC Championship game on Fox.
It's the Super Bowl 33 pregame, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on Fox.
Eric's terrible mistake brings a murderer back from the dead.
Can he be killed?
On the next stairway to heaven.
Tonight at 10, 9 Central.
Margaret wasn't reading. We were pretty
pretty far into first grade, and it just wasn't really happening. We started using Hooked on Phonics. By the end of the first night, she was reading 2 or 3 of those little books.
Look out for the ditch, look out for the mud.
The child is reading stories and books right from the very beginning, and that's so wonderful because that's what it's all about. Hooked on Phonics, came into our life, and it just made a big difference.
Call now. See dramatic improvement in just 4 weeks or your money back. Call 1-800-ABCDEFG.
Homeowners, now you can have the best garden in your neighborhood with tasty vegetables, beautiful flowers, fresh herbs, and your favorite plants, but without all the backbreaking work. Introducing the all-new line of legendary Troy-Bilt tillers, now with a tiller for every garden and budget. Built to last a lifetime, one of the secrets of Troy-Bilt's superior performance is the patented Bolo Times that chop and bury organic matter to improve your soil, so everything you plant grows healthier and stronger. Call and discover how the Troy-Bilt tiller makes it easier to prepare soil and to care for your garden with less work. Learn how when you send for your free 52-page Great Gardens catalog today. Call now and we'll also send details about Troy-Bilt's limited time offer of free financing, free shipping, and a free bumper.
For your free catalog and information about our new line of Best Built, Best Buy Troy-Bilt tillers, call toll-free 1-800-898-2600. That's 1-800-898-2600. Call now.
One final step to Super Bowl 33. If the eyes are the true window to the soul, then we can clearly see the desire and determination in the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons' past has seen mainly anguish, but Dan Reeves has instilled a vision filled with hope and inspiration, while the Vikings have set their sights since day one on sailing into Miami. Today we see which team has enough fire in their eyes.
The light, the heat, I am complete. Oh, I wanna be that complete. I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
The Metrodome in Minneapolis, and boy is it loud, as the Minnesota Vikings get set to play the Atlanta Falcons for the right to go to Miami and Super Bowl 33, the NFC Championship game. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden. You look at these Vikings, John, and they have scored more points than anybody ever has in the history of the NFL. Today they play Atlanta. How do they start to work against the Falcons?
Well, they just have to keep doing what they've done all year. I mean, this is really their year. I mean, everything they've done has been extraordinary, from the job that head coach Denny Green has done. Randall Cunningham has just been superb. And then you say Randy Maas, and you have Chris Carter, Robert Smith running. And the one thing about Randall Cunningham that I like is he doesn't have just a go-to guy or one when he's going to look at all the... Whoever gets open, he's going to throw the ball to. And that's what they do on offense, and I think today they just continue that. Now, if they're vulnerable anywhere, this Minnesota Viking team, it's on their defense. And I think they're vulnerable to the run and the pass. Now, what they have to do is they have to stop the run, control Jamal Anderson. If they can't do that, then that opens up everything. Not only the run, but the play pass for Chris Chandler.
These Atlanta Falcons put together a regular season record of 14-2, 14 victories they had. Yet they're still the visiting team. That's never happened before in the history of the NFL, when the team won 14, and yet they're the visitor. What do they have to do?
Well, you know, the same thing that they've done all year. If you look at the Atlanta Falcons, you say, how did they get here? You go back in football, it's always been the same thing. You have to be able to run the ball, you have to be able to stop the run, and you have to get turnovers. And these Falcons do all those things. I think they have to have Jamal Anderson running, because then if he runs, then Chris Chandler can be excellent with the play pass. On defense, they have to decide, do we stop the long ball or do we crowd the line of scrimmage? They've already made that decision. Dan Reeves says, we're coming into this game on defense. The one thing we don't want is Randy Maas to beat us deep. We are going to take that away.
Coming up, it's the Falcons and the Vikings from the Metrodome, and John and I'll be back for the opening kickoff when this Fox NFC Championship game continues.
What?
have it your way, it just tastes better.
With its wider track and precise cornering, nothing can contain the White Track Grand Prix, not even your television. Stand by as we adjust your screen. Now you can catch the White Track Grand Prix GT and experience its outstanding cornering and control. Drive it for yourself and see why wider is better. The White Track Grand Prix by Pontiac. Now you can lease the Grand Prix GT sedan for just $269 a month. See your Pontiac dealer today.
Are you crazy? No, Johnny, don't!
I got safe!
No, Johnny! Johnny, I'm telling your mother! This isn't funny! He's leaning at you! Johnny! Johnny!
I got him.
Oh, thank goodness! Johnny? Can I have yours?
After 40 years in the market, it takes a lot to rattle us.
Call American Century at 1-888-ACI-FUNDS.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back at the Metrodome, and let's send you down to field side, Ron Pitts.
All right, Pat, as John just mentioned that when you play against Minnesota, one of the things you got to worry about is receiver Randy Maas. Now, I talked to Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Rich Brooks. He told me that we'll try to do some bump and run on Maas, something new, something different. Hasn't seen it. Let's see how he reacts to it. One thing that Dan Reeves told his team last night at the meeting, he said, they're a good team, but you're a good team also. Whatever you do, don't go out here and play scared, play your type of football. Let's go over to Bill Maas right now.
Thanks, Pitch. I just talked with Foach Fazio moments ago. He said in an effort to slow down Jamal Anderson, he's going to have to send his linebackers, Dixon Edwards and Eddie McDaniels, into the line of scrimmage. Now, what that's going to do, it's going to give up the zone behind him where the tight end can dwell. He said he hopes he guesses right, and it's a run play. Back up to you guys.
All right, the Falcons have won the toss. You see they brought a sign out with them to indicate there would be no confusion. It's heads.
Yep, that's linebacker Jesse Tuggle.
Yep.
He wanted heads, so instead of just yelling it out, he wrote it down.
They had some honorary captains out there with him. Tommy Nobis, who's the first player ever drafted by Atlanta. William Andrews, who's one of their outstanding running backs in past years. And Chip Van Note, the longtime center. The Vikings had Carl Eller, Jim Marshall, and others out there, Bill Brown. And so Mitch Berger will start things going.
And this is what it's all about. This is what we're talking about, man.
Berger's kick sails deep to 10 right, and he's